Andy in the attic here. I've got an update for you on the great big NLP bootlegging scandal. Although realistically, anybody on the planet in any sector and any industry who has a product that can be sold digitally, whether it started off that way or not, they are being ripped off. I don't know if there's anybody who has escaped this. Now, in my earlier videos, I've named and shamed the people responsible. I've shown people how to take this to law enforcement, how to take down web pages that are selling their products, and the response generically has been one of silence. Pretty much nothing from anybody. I hoped for a little bit better from the NLP world type people, but I've learned I'm probably foolish to do that. So I'm just going to do a quick summary of some of the websites that are going to be selling your stuff, and also just a quick reminder of what you can do about it and how you can find out if you're being bootlegged. Spoilers, if you have products, you are being bootlegged on an industrial scale. This is a franchise that people are buying into. It's a massive scale operation, and it is netting probably very large sums of money. When you see the size of this, I think you'll have a level of understanding as to how big this thing actually is. Right, let me just quickly list through some of the current sites. Now, bear in mind, I'm having sites removed on a fairly frequent basis. Every week, another dozen or so are appearing as more people buy into the franchise. Why are more people buying into it? Because they're making a lot of money off your stuff. Okay, top of the list now, we have edumaster.com, crabprofit.com, brainlearns.com, coursetobuy.com, courseispy.com, whatstudy.com, azzieimpact.com, amzlibrary.com, hillylibrary.com, wislibrary.com, eduvi.com, 4imc.com, edumaster.com, we might have done that one, sunlearn.com, imblab.com,
delido.com, edumore.biz, diviclass.com, glucon.com,
coursef.com, eduviral.live, courseavi.com, trading courses for sale.com,
sensecourse.com, zachvest.com, tutsdoc.com, freetutsdownload.net, pimpmyminds.net, course.farmyourvolty.com, havecourse.org, tscourses.com, imrocket.com, bombercourses.com.
And at that point, I kind of gave up because there was another 10 or 20 page returns in Google to list out to. There are hundreds of them. Now, when more people take action, maybe something will be done. But of course, personal development people, experts in the field of personal excellence, not really people of action that much, I have learned. Now, let me now just show you how, I'll switch the camera view here, how you can find it. So what you're going to do is go to one of the original sites where everything else is pretty much a clone from. The sites look different because they just installed a different template, but essentially they're all clones. The video files aren't on the website. They are part of the franchise system. They filter essentially when you buy here, the video content comes from off-site. So what you're going to do is go into amzlibrary.com is actually quite a good one to use. Go to the search store. And I'm just going to use, we'll just put in Michael Carroll just as a random person to put in there, because I'm sure he's got products. Let's just find hang on, what's going on here? Right, so we put in Michael Carroll, we've got Michael Carroll close that sale. So here's how I'm going to do this. We're going to open up that product page. There it is. Now I'm going to take the title, going to highlight that title, and I'm going to copy it over here, and then I'm going to go to a new window. There's already one open where I've done this before. I'm going to open up a quotation mark. I'm going to put in there, Michael Carroll close that sale, exactly paste it, close the quotation mark. What's going to happen is Google will search specifically on those exact words in that exact format, in that exact way, because all these sites are clones of each other. And when we hit enter, we now have a nice list of all of these different websites that are selling the same product. And as you can see here, there's 10, or is it 10 on the first page? We go to the second page, there's another half a dozen there. So that's how you'd find it. Now, in order to then have that taken down, or actually correctly removed from the Google archive, what we're going to do is just open one up. You're going to copy that URL, copy and paste it, and that's what you put into the Google Copyright Console. You can put multiple things selling the same item into the same complaint. I'm finding that Google are pretty much getting these things removed within a few hours. The more people do this, of course, the more that these websites start to disappear off the search engines, because there are so many products. They literally will have thousands. I mean, there was one particular one I've just looked at. It had about 12,000 12,000 items on it. 12,000 items. The people doing this now are so shameless about it. This particular one actually has a video of the guy that's selling your products, giving you instructions. Actually see who it is. Have a look, see if you know the person. Now, if you want to check out what all these sites look like, I'm going to put a link in the description. Just coming back so I can change the thing there. Right, I'm going to put a link in the description to a paste bin. I'm going to copy and paste all of those web domains into a paste bin page so you can have a look there. Use any of those pages. Don't just look on one of them and use the exact title on all those. Go to another one as well where there's some slight variations, because there are variations creep in and then you get clones of clones of clones. So you want to get all the variations of your product, which will probably be, I'm averaging about 20 to 30 a week. Some of you may well have a lot more than that. Some of you will have far fewer. So it's just really search on some permutations as well. Report them into the Google Copyright Console. Let's have these web pages taken out of the Google index. You can submit DMCA notices to all of them, of course, but of course we're then hoping, despite them all displaying DMCA notices, that the criminals running these little enterprises and these franchises will actually adhere to the request. I personally wouldn't bother because there's a lot more work involved there. It's easier just to have these white sites taken out of Google. Now, many of them are also taking payment via PayPal. They, of course, all have Cloudflare to protect them as well. These are two companies who are happily profiting from this, so feel free to send your complaints to PayPal and Cloudflare and name and shame them on your social media. The more people that make a fuss about this, the more likely something's going to happen. But if everyone just goes, of which there's thousands of people affected, everyone's going, well, what's the point? Yeah, exactly. What's the point? Use the comment section. Let me know what you think.